Good morning. MikesMMAPicks here, checking in with you. Want to thank you for taking a few minutes out of your morning today as we shine the spotlight on one of the most intriguing matchups at UFC Paris. Remember, tomorrow fights start at noon. I'd like to speak in greater detail about the co-main event of the evening, where we have Marvin Vettori taking on Robert Whittaker. Both of these fighters appear on the rise. Marvin Vettori coming off of a impressive win over Paulo Costa. That fight was up at 205 pounds, partially due to Paulo Costa's shenanigans. And on the other side of the fight, we have Robert Whittaker, who in the eyes of many, walked away with a victory against Israel Adesanya, though it was not meant to be that night. Robert Whittaker is a formidable opponent here, somebody who this fight was originally booked at UFC 275. Whittaker ended up pulling out of the bout due to some lingering injuries and was given a few months to recover and prepare so that he's 100% for this bout. At first glance, you look at the odds here. Marvin Vettori sitting at plus 180. Very durable, Marauder-esque tendencies. Is a fighter who relies on his durability, his willingness to come forward, but he is not a tactician. And as the lens became into focus here, the more it appears as though this is a tailor-made matchup for Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker is the much more fleet of foot. You look at Marvin Vettori's takedown abilities in previous fights. He had 11 takedowns against Kevin Holland, but when you watch back the tape, Kevin Holland is not nearly the evasive fighter that Robert Whittaker is. Robert Whittaker can stick and move, and he makes opponents pay with his strikes. You look at Robert Whittaker's previous bouts, there are times when his durability has come into play. Up and down his resume, this is somebody who, even when he's hurt, has been able to pull victories out of the fire. A few fights ago, though, he had taken some serious damage against Israel Adesanya. One thing that sticks out to me, you watch Marvin Vettori's fights, and Master Rafael Cordero was trying to bargain with him, ask him to alter his game plan, telling him that he needed to change things up if he wanted to win the fight. He was unable to do that. There seemed to be no plan B. He says that he has an ace up his sleeve for this bout. I know Benny Dariush is part of his crew. They're intelligent coaches who are capable of putting together excellent game plans. The issue here is, as far as the skill set goes, Robert Whittaker is the much cleaner striker of the two. He has phenomenal cardio. This bout is scheduled for 3 rounds. I like Robert Whittaker in this spot, and if he's able to avoid Marvin Vettori spending a significant amount of time on top of him, he should win this fight. And you look at Vettori, he does have some grappling to speak of. When he came into the UFC, he was submitting black belts, and Vettori has a submission game of his own. But the problem is, I don't think he's going to be able to put Whittaker on his back and keep him there for any extended period of time. Whittaker, he's like a spring out there, hops back to his feet, is able to use his quickness to cause opponents fits. And another thing about this bout is Marvin Vettori is someone who will plod forward and will come at you and he doesn't have the quickness to deviate from that. So Robert Whittaker should be able to pick Marvin Vettori apart for a significant amount of time. If you want to get cute here, you can look at the decision prop for Robert Whittaker, though, as we know, there are no certainties in this game. I like Robert Whittaker here, and as the line continues to drop, I think we're seeing some more value end up on the Whittaker side. So give me Robert Whittaker for the victory, and I am looking forward to this bout. Cheers to everyone. Remember to go get what's yours. Have a great rest of your Friday.